Hello, namaste. So I've been detoxing a lot more and feeling great, continuing to feel awesome. And I feel lighter. I've probably lost weight for one thing, but lighter, I feel less dense. Let's put it that way. And more loving. Love is the most important thing in my life. Some of the things that I'll hear over and over again. I love myself completely. Do the best that I can. Be myself. Simple things like that really capture the essence of what it takes to keep advancing, which is strange because it'll be the same thing. I'll hear the same thing over and over again. You know, be yourself, love yourself completely. But then I can judge how I'm feeling in reaction to that, hearing that. I'll judge what I'm actually going through because it's really subtle, really subtle. Things are coming together more for me as far as the physical plane is concerned. I'm in the process of getting a job. It's 99% going to happen. I'm happy that I haven't had a job for 8 months. Consistent job, anyways. Because I've obviously had a lot of time to tune myself up to get into the my own rhythm more and make videos. I'm also moving or going. Yeah, I'm gonna move here in the next month or so, so that'll be fun. Wake up somewhere else. As far as my spiritual type experiences, I'm a lot more grounded. And purifying my body seems to have helped add that grounding, and walking bare feet. I've been doing that. Now that it's warm, I'll have to do it more when it's cold as my feet get, more used to the ground and etc. like that. Sun gazing, I'm up to 14 minutes. Awesome. High focus level brings me into that alpha, delta, theta range of experience of just downloading this pure energy. Sun is my favorite thing. The sun is love incarnate as a being, shining its love on me. Thank you, sun. As far as astral experiences go, I've discovered my animal guide, which is an owl, and a lot of projection sessions I'll have the owl flying next to me, or not, or I'll have a lot of different light beings around me, or not. So that's kind of expanded. Breathing, a lot of good breathing. I'm actually having to take notes for a video. It's been so long. But the owl being my guide is kind of interesting because I didn't really have the before idea that I was going to meet my animal guide. I just went there and like, oh, there's a family of owls, and then the Papa Owl went with me where we were going through the stars and wherever else we went on that experience. But the hawk is my physical plane totem. So here on the physical plane, that's my favorite animal. I consider it my totem because it had a lot of meaning as I had an awakening uh, almost 2 years ago. Wow. I'm being reminded now that the snake is my new incoming totem. As I'm growing, I'm obviously moving into a new situation. So I'm the snake for transition and letting go of ego, shedding the skin. And the hawk has still been valid. And as I see it almost every day flying around, there'll be a teenage hawk, little scrappy, chirpy guy, and then I'll see a couple of them. So that's still my other totem, but I have the hawk for clarity and vision here on the physical plane, and on the spiritual plane, I have the owl for wisdom, guidance. I haven't looked that one up specifically. I just know intuitively that the owl is for wisdom. Everybody knows that, right? It was in some Disney movie. Oh, wow. I've had a lot of experiences still, and I've been less inclined to share those. They've become obviously more advanced in their nature, and a lot of it is kind of left behind my language to describe it. So start experiencing things because people need to experience these things for themselves. If you've been watching other astral projection videos, you need to do it yourself to see for yourself and feel for yourself. Which I can describe, though, that things are becoming less linear and more timeless. More time, I don't know. They are timeless. How about that? So I'll have less transitions because the transitions really would be a little bit shocking, like uh, going down wormholes or through stars, etc. like that, accelerating the light speed. They're all pretty intense experiences. So it brings out this almost like stress, but more like heightened kind of antsiness that has been missing lately now that I've tuned in more and readjusted to these realities. I don't have to have the linear experience of going there. I'll be here right now, and then I can, boom, be somewhere else, instantly transport my consciousness. I can still have the linear experiences, and obviously things still function like that in the way that I decode things, as far as going places like just kind of cruising around the planet a little bit, or hanging out in space and cruising around up there. It still has the linear feel for the most part, but the transition thing is really brought more focus, so I don't have to retune. As I've gone places and can go back to places that I want to go back to, I have that vibration. It's like a calculated position in space. I have the vibration of that, and I will just access the vibration of that via memory or intention, memory and intention, go there. Makes sense, I guess. UFOs do that. They'll appear and reappear, blink in and out of reality. And I think this was explained far better in a different video by someone else. There's no point A to point B. There's just point A, then point B. There's not really the in-between, if that helps to get the nonlinear idea of it. Yes, I am going to share this, and this was my experience today, that there's currently negotiations going on for the kind of overall type energy, like almost like you would want to say like a system controller for our system here, our solar system. There's negotiations going on for exactly what's going to take place, what kind of timeline is going to happen, or, you know, obviously various timelines. For me, that's obvious. And I was told that the draconian energy is going to be phased out, so the overpressing overlord type feeling that's been around, it's not going to last. And this is difficult for me to tell, that I was told 97 years is the full transition process from here right now. That's too linear. When I heard that, I was like, wait, everything's right now. So then I was shown that we right now have a choice. We can access the draconian energy, or we can access the new energy. After this whole transition, we won't be able to get the draconian energy. It will still last. It will still imprint onto the following centuries for a little while, as you know, stuff like revolutions and stuff like that. It leaves an imprint. It lasts for a while, but the energy won't be functional, if that makes sense. So in negotiations, and this was today. I visited the negotiation, and apparently one of my higher selves is part of it, and I know it's being taken care of, and we are well taken care of. A lot of the stuff, like the radiation scare, the food scarcity? No, there's no food scarcity. Food scarcity is an illusion, because our real food is mana, prana, chi, whatever you want to call it. Breathe it in, you got your energy right there. If there's apparent lack in people's lives, it's their programming. They're programming themselves to have lack. I've done this. Everybody's probably done that. You know, it's a necessary experience to have, so that we can grow. If there's an obvious lack in our life, we are going to be charged up with energy to go out and get what we need, get what we want. So that type of programming, just so you know, it's going to be phased out, although there's still going to be remnants. And this is, I realized when I first heard the 97 years, I'm like, I want to tell this to people, but they're going to feel like, oh, that's out of my lifetime. You know, that's not going to happen for a long time. Well, guess what? Believe that you're going to live for a long time. I'm going to live forever. Death does not exist. And death has been re-explained to me as a reawakening. So it's like a reset of the ego mind, reset of the singular personality. It happens from time to time, but we can control when that happens. If we can keep growing and keep experiencing without having stagnancy or vibrations that are holding us back, then we don't have to reawaken, especially if we are ego free, because it kind of gets to the point where you live for a long time, and then maybe your ego ramps up, and you think, I can do anything. I can screw around and eat crappy food, and then, next thing you know, boom, you're dead. Reawakened. Not dead. Death does not exist. I no longer believe in death. And that belief is still only probably 75% of my belief. I'm transitioning my belief systems out of the death culture. Believing that death happens to everybody is a major hindrance. If you think you're going to die, guess what? Your body's programming itself to get ready to die. Since there's not actually time, since everything happens right now, if you ever think, oh, well, I'm going to die someday, oh, well, someday doesn't exist. Only this day, right now, here, exists. So think, I'm going to live forever. I don't know where all this is coming from. I wasn't planning about talking about this in this video. Probably should have made a different video. There it is out there. Look into it. Be immortal. Be immortal. That's what I said. And if you want enlightenment, lighten up. Have a good time. Laugh. Play. I know I know it's not always easy. Of course. If it were easy, it might not always be worth doing. Even though also I can say, in my beliefs, I can say everything is easy and then it will be so. It's just a growth. As long as I grow, that's what's important. Easiness, difficulty, it doesn't really have to be how you process it. Yeah. So I could look back on any part in my memory of whatever happened and say, oh, that was easy, that was hard. Really? It was what it was. So, was astral projection the first time hard? It was what it was. I don't remember if it was difficult or not or whatever. It probably wasn't. Because I've had this in action for a while, the ease of moving into new realities and processing things faster and faster. Although I have a long way to go, I admit that I have a long way to go and I know nothing. All I have is love. That's the only important thing. Love yourself. Be yourself. Love all of the beings. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching. Namaste.